Sorry that my reference is a cake thing. My sisters make cakes. I don't want to be a celebrity. In the future, well, I would like to put out an album at the end of this Carnival season. Like on a Tuesday when I walk my dog, I don't want to be walking Pepper and people stopping me to talk and...
They want a blessing, coming from for your blessings.
Hey guys, it's your girl Neicy and welcome back to Support Local on KVTV. So joins with me today on a brand new episode for 2019 is a young man in the business who's been doing some serious work behind the scenes. But I'm taking it upon myself to bring him to the forefront. The one and only, Mr. Kyle Phillips.
Hello, good afternoon all. Good afternoon, Neicy. It's nice to be interviewed today.
And the reason he says that because he don't do interviews. He don't do interviews. So, you know, I'm going to try to get all the updates and the latest scoops for you guys. So some of you may be asking, who is Kyle Phillips? And I'm going to let you define that.
Kyle Phillips is just a humble young man from Palmy, San Fernando. I play football. I walk my dog on Tuesdays.
You know that's not what we asked. We're asking about the music.
All right, I am head producer of BadjohnR Republic. I am also the main engineer here at KMP Music Lab. I am son of the legendary Kenny Phillips, brother of the almost legendary Kasey Phillips.
Almost legendary. And he is the person behind Precision Productions.
Kasey, yes. Kasey's Precision Productions.
And your BadjohnR Republic. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about how BadjohnR Republic came to be.
Well, BadjohnR came to fruition through me and Keegan, a mutual friend. We used to do a lot of work together and it always sounded ahead of its time. And this was years ago. Years. So one of the songs we did, Waiting on the Stage, we did that probably 2013, boy, yeah. I think it was 2013. And then some years after, then Machel heard it and he take it upon himself. He said, yo, guys, this could be a road march, you know. So
could be?
Yeah, could be. So he took it and it didn't release until like a year after. But that shows that the music we was doing back then was still ahead of its time for when it released, because people told me that song was still ahead of its time when it came out. So, and that was years after. So that synergy that we had when we worked together, we coined that as a special synergy, and that's what created BadjohnR Republic. BadjohnR Republic has then since grown and evolved and done all kind of thing. We do shows, we do competitions, we do fete, rhythms, albums. Yeah, so it has grown to some I didn't expect it to be at the moment. We're now looking to see what's the next venture we could go into.
Apart from the production, because that's like the dominant thing at the moment.
Yeah. That is the bottom layer of the cake. Sorry that my reference is a cake thing. My sisters make cakes. So
all right, well, what I want to ask you, because seeing that you came from this legacy of music producers and music production houses, right? As much as you said that BadjohnR Republic is something new, like it could have been something that you see in your, how to explain, like something that you know would have happened because of the legacy behind you, unless you had another passion that you wasn't trying to pursue.
Well, it was always told to me as a child growing up. Everybody's like, yo, you gonna be the next best producer I'd have, you know. I'd be like, yeah, nah, not really. And I never took it on like that until I started doing the work and I realized that I have a incoherent talent towards it. It's not like I sat and practiced to gain the talent, although I did sit and practice years on end.
I think the environment had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, it came naturally, more naturally than anything else. So when I started, it flowed naturally and it allowed me to sit down and put the hours in behind it because it was within my system already, you could say. It was in my blood. So that's where it came about, that I felt inclined to do this. It felt natural to go in this direction. And now finding all the other directions still feels natural because it's following in the footsteps of what my father has done before, like the fete and the shows and all those things. It's things he has already conquered.
And in speaking about shows, you hosted your first event. That's well, it's not the first of its kind, but it's the first under your brand, which was Socialize last week Sunday, January 6th. Huge success. Huge success. Over, y'all advertised it as over 50 artists, but it was over 60 to my knowledge, me being one of them. Plug. No, but that was a huge success. Tell us a little bit about that. And the question that everybody has been asking is this going to be an annual event?
Socialize, yes, it was a success. Very, very grateful about that. But having an event is a task, is a whole task and then some. There were times like I never had an event like that before. I had little club things before, but not an open air event. Yeah. So having that size of event did throw me off because it had days I had work to do, but I was so stressed with event stuff, not even having anything to do it, just stressed because of the things that happening. I could not do any work. So it was a brand new learning curve for me to get through because it had a specific day. I made a decision, whereas okay, is either my fete going and get cancelled or it going and get shut down. And this was in the week before. So I'm sitting down in the studio here watching my laptop and saying, okay, should I cancel or should I get shut down?
Why two negatives though?
Those were the options.
Okay.
Those were the two options. And people were messaging me, okay, Kyle, so where you want the vendors to be? All right, you could go and set up the stage with Naya. And I was like, yeah, hold on, just give me a second. I have a question to answer. So while going to set up the stage and set up all the sound and everything, that's the question in the back of my mind. And that level of stress, it was something I never experienced before. But everything played out well and came out very wonderful in the end. And I'm grateful for that.
But I think in going through an event like that, dealing with the stress, planning a part two to it should be easier because you know what to expect and you know how to avoid certain mistakes and put certain plans in place. So, so I think round two might be easier, will be easier.
It should be easier. It should be easier, yes. Yeah, so we're looking at the idea of doing another one. We're trying to make it annual. But it's just the logistics behind it. We say, all right, let me get back to my work and we'll deal with that when Carnival is finished and we have clear minds to deal with it.
Nice. Now jumping back into Carnival 2019 and your work, tell us some of the productions that you have released thus far.
Released, let's see. I have released, I think my first release was Foli Riddim with Jonel, Bungie, Fayan, and some other people on it too. That was a rhythm idea that me and Jonel conceptualized after Carnival last year. She brought the idea to me and we sat down and it kind of curated to release in October of this year, I think. I had a lot of other stuff scheduled to come out, but with the level of work that went into the event and stuff, I had to push a lot of it back. So after the release of Foli, I think I had Iwer George Road March Bacchanal too. That's the song that he is currently
the controversial song.
Yeah, doing all the.
So you're the man behind the controversy.
Only a little bit, not too much of it. Then we supposed to have another Iwer George. I might do another.
Wait, more controversy? Playing it safe this time.
This one is. Well, anything Iwer does is controversy, so I can't say no. But it's not supposed to be controversial. It's not supposed to be.
I'm not seeing that though, but okay.
It's supposed to be going for the road match title, just like Savannah last year. It's supposed to be along that same vein, that same line.
And you were the producer behind Savannah last year as well.
Oh, you wanted me to call up my credentials from before?
This is,
Oh,
yes.
Okay, well, we could start in year one. My year one, which was 2014 or 13? 13. I started off with a rhythm called the New Entry Rhythm. Jonel was on that rhythm, my first ever rhythm I released. That was for me to learn how to do rhythms and everything. That year I also produced Cheers to Life and Unforgettable. That's Kerwin and...
Cheers to Life with voice?
Yes.
Nice.
That is Kerwin and Patrice was Unforgettable. Cheers to Life with voice. And that was the year Waiting on the Stage released also. Okay. So I had Waiting on the Stage, Cheers to Life, New Entry Rhythm, and I think that was all my releases for that year. And the year after that, we did about 4 or 5 rhythms, you know. We did Coachella Rhythm, forgetting the name of the next rhythm, Nostalgia Rhythm, Vibration Rhythm.
And who are some of the artists featured on those?
Kes Marvey, Voice was on Vibration, Savvy Sav was on Coachella, Prophet Benjamin was on Coachella. Whoo, that's some names there, boy. Wow. I can't even remember all.
So y'all see why I said bringing the man behind the scenes to the forefront, because y'all know the names, y'all know the songs, but y'all don't know the man behind the sound, right? Why is that like your personality that you intentionally decide to not be to the forefront?
I do a lot of work to keep myself out of the forefront. A lot of work goes behind keeping me in the background.
Why?
Because, you know, there are certain days, like on a Tuesday when I walk my dog, I don't want to be walking Pepper and people stopping me to talk and, you know,
Pepper.
I don't want to be a celebrity.
Okay. Well, you chose the wrong feeler, but carry on.
I'd rather be background. Let Jonel take all the celebrity and the forwards. I don't really want to be a celebrity.
Okay. Well, he keeps mentioning Jonel, so we're going to touch with Jonel in a bit. Is that one of your artists? I would say under BadjohnR Republic.
I would say yeah.
So you have artists and things?
Not really, you know. Me and Jonel went to school together. I think I recorded one of Jonel's first songs, or one of the first songs I ever recorded was Jonel's song, is better put that way. And since then, we've always worked together. We always up to no good. In school, we used to be playing. After class, we'd sit down and play for hours, and she would just sing. And from then to now, we've come a long way. But yeah, I would get... At that time, she would call me her manager. And then at times as her producer, then at times as the booking agent, then at times as the road manager. So Jonel is a friend, a very close friend that and that's where our work relationship stems from. Everything we do after that is based on that friendship. So whatever role she gives me to take, yes, I'll take it.
All right, well, before we touch base with Jonel, we just want to know what is in the future for Mr. Kyle Phillips and BadjohnR Republic?
In the future, well, I would like to put out an album at the end of this Carnival season with all the work I've done this year. I would also like to plan a Socialize too. And then during the course of this year, I might have another event to raise funds for Socialize for next year. Okay. So... And
are you going to stay in the realm of soca? Because you mentioned earlier that your music is ahead of its time. And I hear like a lot of fusion and different types of music in the, you know, the mixture with the soca. So are you going to dabble in some other genres?
Yes, but I will always bring my flavor of Trinidadian to it. And that might sound like soca, but it's my flavor. Like, I wouldn't want to go and do a rap song with Drake without any soca. That wouldn't feel real to me.
Stay true to your Trini roots.
Yes. Nice. It's my bloodline is strongly based on that, so I have to do that.
Okay. So you guys are gonna touch base with Jonel in a bit, but this was Support Local featuring the one and only Mr. Kyle Phillips. So in leaving, we'd like to know where we could find you on social media.
Well, you can find me everywhere across the board at BadjohnR, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
So that's for Badjohn. Where could we find Kyle? You don't want to be found?
Not really, no. Not really.